Designing Demand is a national programme for UK firms. It brings design into the heart of small businesses. And today in Leeds, what we're doing is we're bringing business leaders from across the country, some here from Yorkshire, but also right across the UK, together to hear about the programme, to hear about some of the stories from small firms, from designers and design associates, some of the design teams that have worked in those businesses, and above all, to hear about the changes to those companies, their growth, the markets that they've reached, the new products that they've developed, the profits that have been gained, and the jobs that have been created. We're looking forward to a very interesting day together.
My name is Stephanie Flanders. I'm the BBC Economics Editor, but I'm not really here as that today. I'm here to welcome you to the first event of its kind. The Design Council is really excited about this, reaching out to business to try and get the word across, perhaps to people who don't necessarily spend so much time hearing about Design Council. I know there are many people from businesses here, but particularly I know what they were keen to get were you sort of linchpin people, the intermediary organisations who are networkers, who can get the word out to other businesses about design.
In most people's vocabularies, Jobs has said, design means veneer, it's interior decorating, it's the fabric of the curtains or the sofa. But to me, nothing could be further from the truth, from the meaning of design. Design is the fundamental soul of the human-made creation that ends up expressing itself in successive outer layers of the product or service. If creativity is the generation of new ideas, and innovation, as we say in our white paper Innovation Nation, the successful exploitation of new ideas, then design is what links creativity and innovation. It's important to see design as an integral part of a company's processes, and I thank you all for listening today.
It's you that this event is all about, and it's a fantastic list of, I think it's absolutely right, I think it's what they call in the tipping point, mavens. You're all phenomenal connectors in business.
Yorkshire is now a region of economic opportunity rather than a region of economic decline. And that's a big statement to make, and it reflects what's happened over the last 10 years. I've got high hopes for the Designing Demand programme because we've actually trialled it here and it's worked. Well, we've used design and we've brought in international architects to say things like, you know, Barnsley could be a Tuscan Hill market town. Now, imagine saying that to the people of Barnsley. You can imagine the debates that we've had, the heated debates, but actually it has made a difference. Billions of pounds of new investment has come into our region, and I mean billions of pounds.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much. And a couple of things I'd like to focus on perhaps, because I think programs like Designing Demand really show it's vital for the business leaders and all of us and all organisations and sizes, it's not limited to anywhere, to implement processes that allow them to continuously innovate, how can you say it, boost productivity, obviously I'd say that, but critically improve global competitiveness, because that's what it's all about. Equally, if we're to achieve these aims, we've got to have crudely good raw material. And that means improving the skills of those that enter our workforce and those that are within it. Design is much more than just the product. It's the total business entity.
If you follow the normal ways of looking at things, you end up with usually repeat solutions. But if you look in here, in the bits where there aren't solutions, you can find things that are disproportionately wonderful. If you can solve problems that people don't even realise they've got, if you can bring joy where there isn't any at the moment, then you can have a major effect. That's how you add value. 3/4 of my design budgets are usually spent in persuading people about the violence of the new that's about to happen to them, preparing them to do the unthinkable that will make the innovation actually happen. Design. Think of it from the verb. Think designing, think a process. My definition of design is making things better for people.
From our point of view, if there's one thing that we've learnt from this whole process, is that design is a tremendous and very powerful tool for any company that wants to fulfill its opportunities. As a starting point, we improved our profit margins. On the back of the design, we were able to put our prices up and to get better profitability from our business. Buster is now represented in every single supermarket in the UK, and that's purely on the back of the design.
We were basically taught a change of mindset was required. And that's really what we did from day one. We adopted a complete change of mindset. We moved the design studio into a far more conducive atmosphere, and we allowed the designers to be designers. That was really the main lesson. I can say that we had very little concept about design in our business other than design of product until we got involved in the Designing Demand program. By getting involved, the whole business ethos has changed in Heritage Cashmere, and I can't speak highly enough of the Designing Demand program. So thanks to the Design Council, thanks to Yorkshire Forward, and in particular Andrew Williamson.
In this current economic climate, there will be lots of losers. There's absolutely no doubt of that. Sadly, businesses will go bust. But the successful ones are those that will invest in design. Because if you do what you've always done, actually you won't even get what you've always got. But if you think about new futures, as Richard was talking about, you will get new and exciting results, and it requires a bit of bravery. And sometimes that does mean putting a year's profits aside to do something new.
If there's one thing you can tell a small business who really just doesn't think that design's going to be their thing, what do you think it should be?
Well, I think we've hit the nail on the head. I mean, I did allow designers to be designers.
The most important thing for me is you've got to win the argument that design is not about aesthetics.
Great design is cheap. Crap design is expensive. Reach as far as you possibly can. Get to the very, very best people you can, because they will be the cheapest people you've ever used.
I believe that we need to continue to develop and upskill all our companies and their employees and all the people connected with them if we are to retain our strong position internationally.
Every person has got a small pile of red, black and grey cards in front of them. One of you is going to pick the business challenge, one of you is going to volunteer a business challenge, then as a group you're all going to try and suggest to that person a red card that matches their needs.
That actually, even in a time of credit crunch, recession, whatever, that there's still nothing that's going to beat good design, and that actually probably good design is more crucial in a time like this than actually when the market is very buoyant.
Design's not just about aesthetics, and obviously, there's a lot of other people that share that, and I think that I'm not alone as a practitioner in trying to convince maybe the smaller businesses that design can be incredibly profitable for the business.